everyone, welcome back to another video. So here in front of me I have the Ohuhu marker ink. These are actually refills for their alcohol markers. I know so many of us have these alcohol markers and they are a more budget-friendly set. And so now some of the colors in their sets do have refills. So if your markers run out of ink or dry up, you can now go to their website and purchase the refills and don't have to purchase a whole new set of markers just to get one or two colors. So today in this video, we're gonna take a look at the refills and I'm gonna show you how to put the ink inside the markers. Now, I will tell you, I've never done this before with alcohol markers. So if I can do it, you can do it. Now, I will have all the information in the description box below where you can find the ink refills. I will also have links down there for my email list, my Etsy shop, my Facebook group, and my Patreon if you'd like to support me there. I also now have channel membership. You can find more information out about that by clicking the join button down below the video. Now, Ohuhu did send me these refills. I don't know if they've officially been released yet. At the time you see this video, they will have been released, but there is a limited supply at the moment. So I think that they only sent me 20 something colors out of 51 colors that are available. The colors that are available are the most popular colors in the sets, but I'm gonna put some of these back in here so that we can go ahead and take a look at what the ink refills look like, and we're gonna see how to use them. Okay, so let's take a look at how they're packaged first. This one I had already taken out. As you can see, they are all in this plastic wrapper, and they are packaged very nicely. And that envelope that you saw just a minute ago, that is how they were packaged when they came to me. So they were packaged very nicely to be shipped to me in that padded envelope. But this is what the packages look like, and you just peel that part off like that, and then you can remove your ink packaging. Inside it comes with some instructions and tells you 2 different ways that you can refill your markers, and it is in several different languages. But as of right now, there are 51 colors available in the refill inks, and they did choose the most popular colors. I will try to insert a swatch of the colors that are currently available. I'm not sure if or when they will be coming out with new colors. They are $4.99 a piece. Now, there are 4 different series of markers in the Ohuhu line. You can use these refills for the Honolulu series. You can also use them for the Ohuhu series and then the Molokai series. But if you go to the website, it does also say that they are available for the Kala series. Now, the pamphlet does give you instructions. They are very nicely written out step by step and detailed, and then it does also show you the pictures and exactly what to do. But we're going to try that today in this video and see if I can do it, because I've never done it before. So if I can do it, I know y'all can do it too. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and open this up so we can, let's go ahead and open this one, because I've got the marker to be able to refill for this one. That's why I specifically grabbed this one. But let's go ahead and open it up and take the refill out, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. So here are what the ink barrels look like. It does on the tip tell you what color it's for. So this one says PB7. I've got my PB7 marker right here because that's the one we're going to go ahead and refill. Now, they do have clear barrels, and then they have a measurement scale right here so that you can see exactly how much ink you have left. And then over here, it just gives you a bunch of caution warnings because, of course, alcohol ink is flammable. Over here, it says Ohuhu marker ink, refill for Ohuhu alcohol markers. And then over here on the side, it tells you that this one is the color for the Honolulu PB7, which is what it says here on the top, and also Oahu B289. Now, when you open up the ink, it is a twist off cap, and as you can see, it does have an extra long ink nozzle to make it easy and convenient, and so that you don't get ink all over the place when you're trying to fill your markers. And the cap screws on and off nice and tight so that you don't have to worry about having any accidents or your ink leaking. Okay, so we're going to see about refilling my marker. So this is what the Ohuhu markers look like. If you're not familiar with them, they do have a brush tip and a broad tip. This is what the brush tip looks like. And that's what the broad tip looks like. Okay, so I have this little plastic sheet. It's actually what I use to put my swatch charts and stuff in. I figure if I get ink on it, we're okay. I just don't want to get ink everywhere. Okay, so like I said, it does have very specific detailed directions here in the pamphlet. So it says, before refilling the markers, it is recommended to pad a few sheets of waste paper on the desktop to ensure the ink doesn't stain the desk and your workplace. Remove both of the caps of the marker to balance the pressure in the marker barrel and take off the chisel or the brush tip with a pair of tweezers. So let's go ahead and take off the other cap so that we've got both caps removed. And then it says unscrew the ink bottle cap counterclockwise and then insert the ink bottle vertical into the marker and gently squeeze the ink bottle. It is recommended to add 1 drop at a time with an interval of 3 seconds. And then screw the ink bottle cap and then gently reinsert the tip into the marker. Okay, so I'm just turning it to try to get this out. There we go. Okay, so we have the top off. That wasn't that difficult. Now we need to open the ink. So I'm gonna unscrew the top and we've got the extra long ink nozzle and we're just gonna do this and I'm gonna squeeze just a little. So that was 1 and then it says to wait 3 seconds. And we'll do another one. And then we'll wait 3 seconds. But that's how you put the ink in, and that was super, super easy, and I've never done this before. So I'm gonna pick the tip back up. And as you can tell, the brush tips, they are reversible. So if one side were to get dry and you wanted to swap it and turn it around, you could totally do that. Or if one side gets damaged and you wanna swap it around, you could do that. You can just pull it out and turn it around. Now let's go ahead and I'm gonna twist it just a little bit to try to get this back in there. And it's in. That was super easy. And of course I got ink all over my hands. So you are probably going to get some ink on you. Okay, so let's go ahead and try the other method. So that one was the method for refilling. And now we're gonna try the method of dripping. Compared to the refilling method, the dripping method takes more time, but you can easily and accurately control the ink flow without taking off the pen tip as well. Before refilling the markers, it is recommended to pad a few sheets of waste paper on the desktop to ensure the ink doesn't stain the desk and your workplace. Remove both caps of the marker to balance the pressure in the marker barrel. Unscrew the ink bottle cap counterclockwise. So everything there is just the same as what we just did on the other method. Then you're going to hold down the marker below the container of ink at a 45-degree angle. Gently squeeze the bottle and add a drop at a time into the chisel or brush tip of the marker. Let's go ahead and do that with the chisel side of the marker and see how that works. But it's showing you right here, I'll hold this a little bit closer, but it's showing you right here the first step to go ahead and unscrew the ink. And then here in the next illustration for step 2, it's showing you how to drop the ink onto the tip of the marker. Then when you're all done, you would just screw the tip back onto the ink and you're done. It seems pretty easy. So for this method, you're basically going to hold your marker at a 45-degree angle with both of the caps off of the marker. And then you're going to take your ink and you're going to drop it onto the tip of the marker. So that was 1, and you're just going to continue to add 1 drop at a time to wet the tip, and then it will basically just soak that up and put it into the marker, but you're just going to continue to keep doing that, and that's why that would take so much longer. The other method is definitely not going to take you as long, but I would assume if your marker was just dry and you felt like you just wanted to use it for just a little while, it would be really easy to just pull the ink out and wet either side of the tip of your marker so that you can use it, and then maybe later go back and fill it much more. You would just recap your markers on both sides, and then you may want to clean off the tip of the ink with a napkin or something, and then maybe even clean it a little bit down here just in case you got ink down there, and then put the top back on by screwing it, making sure that it's really super tight so that you don't end up having any accidents, because that would definitely not be a happy accident. And I think I did really, really well because I didn't have any accidents at all. Now let's go ahead and see if the marker is still working fairly well after putting the ink into it. Oh, it's nice and juicy. Oh, wow. Now I did, before I started this video, which I forgot to show, but I did test it out a bunch. And you can see by looking at this one that I did have like a lot of white space and everything. And so this marker, it wasn't dry, but it wasn't juicy, juicy, juicy. You can probably see the difference in the way that it went down on the paper. And I laid these all down exactly the same way that I laid that one down, but I wanted to test the marker before. I just didn't get a chance to show it when I was filming because I was kind of playing around before I started filming the video. But you can definitely tell by looking at these how much wetter the marker is now that I added ink to it. That was the broad tip. Let's go ahead and test the brush tip now. Oh, and that is super, super juicy now too. But let's go ahead and see some of the colors that are available. They said that they were the most popular colors. Now I only have 20 something here. I think they said 26 colors or something they were sending me. I haven't counted them, so I'm not exactly sure. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the colors that will be available. Now I will have the swatch chart up on the screen so that y'all can see the colors that are going to be available. It looks like we've got a peach, a beige, and then we've got a couple really light pinks and a salmon pink, and then another what looks to be like a beige, and then a brown called Natural Oak. And then we have a corally pink, a vermilion. We've got a couple reds. One is called Lipstick Red, and then Geranium. We have an eggshell white, and then we have a few more browns. It looks like, just looking at this swatch chart, that we do have a good array of colors available. We do have quite a few greens, so you're gonna get quite a few of those if you're coloring things like leaves or trees. And then it looks like we have a lot of blues. We get a couple blue greens, and we get a couple light blues. We get a very dark, deep blue. We get a good amount of purples. I think there's 4 of them. And then we get a few grays. But looking at the swatch chart, there are a good amount of colors available. And if you happen to have any of those colors that are dried out, you're gonna be in luck because you can just go on the website and purchase one of these for $4.99, which I feel like that's a really good deal because you're getting quite a bit of ink in here. These are 16 ml tubes, and that is quite a bit of ink. And so it should last you quite a long time. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'm really excited that they have finally come out with ink refills for their markers. I will have all the links in the description box below where you can find the ink refills. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Happy coloring. Bye.